Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today, I'd like to share with you the topic of internal Wing Chun training must be scientifically verifiable or else it is a waste of life. Yes, you didn't hear me wrong. Internal Wing Chun training must be scientifically verifiable or else it is a waste of life. You will never get anywhere. So I think a lot of you will ask me, Hendrik, are you sure? Are you sure that it has to be scientifically verifiable? Isn't it the Chinese qi and all this energy stuff? It is beyond the science? No, sorry. Now, let me share with you. In today's world, many people will love to claim that, oh, I stay in China for decades. And then I have met this many teacher or sifu to discuss. And they will post like they are grandmaster or something. Well, sorry to say that. To saying that a person went to China, living there for 10 years or whatever, and then have a lot of sifus they met, they talk with. It's like saying like, you know, I live in Silicon Valley. I have a lot of friends who is CEO and the founder of the corporate in Silicon Valley. It's exactly like that. It doesn't show you that, am I a CEO, a billionaire, like all those CEO and founder of the company or not? You understand? It is just a surface talk, which is, it implies that he is something, but there is no real evidence to show what he is. Like I can tell you, you know, I live in Silicon Valley for 30 years. I have so many CEO friends. I can name their name to you. I have chat with them. I've exchanged idea with them. But what does it tell about me in my business in Silicon Valley? It doesn't. Okay. So there's the one problem that people like to boast that way these days. The second problem is this. If you really ask those who study Chinese medicines in China, Westerner, see if they tell you there are certain things, certain place they are not supposed to be in. Okay. So sorry, there's a lot of things in the Chinese system that Westerner is not allowed to get near. That's a reality. So when one want to say about internal qi energy beyond science, you better tell me what it is. And whenever people tell you that, you better tell them, be specific. If you live in Silicon Valley, what is your job? Which company you work for? How many patents you have if you are a design engineer? Okay. So today I'd like to share with you, for education purpose for everybody, you must remember, anything which is cannot be verified by science, don't touch it. Because that guy who teach you or that guy who sell it to you might not even know what it is. Or might be just a scam, a real scam. There are many people like that today. Okay? Like people who never attend the real, like the MMA ring or the Thai boxing open or the Kyokushin open, post as grandmaster in martial arts, Chinese Kung Fu. So let's start. I share with you why and what I'm based on when I tell you this truth, which you must remember. So in Wing Chun, in internal, in the Qi energy stuff, better get scientific, get specific, or else it is like starting a cult or selling snake oil. So people who really want to learn internal or for their health should not touch those stuff. Now, let's get into the evidence because this is the education channel. We need to go for evidence. You see, the Japanese is much more better than the Chinese when it comes to how to say that, to grow their art. Judo, a long time ago already, get into physics, momentum, and force. It's not going to tell you. Energy. You say, what the heck energy are you talking about? Is that energy? Is that power? Is that momentum? Is that impulse? Is that force? What is it? But when you hear about people say, oh, energy. Well, that's why you see judo is in Olympic. Just face it. You get the best Tai Chi push hand guy who have this Ji and Jing and everything. See how he is when facing a Olympic trained judoka. Yes, there is cases for that. Were it allowed to have a Tai Chi push hand competitions joined by an Olympic great judoka? I'll tell you, they will not allow it because they cannot take it. All their Chi promotion will not be able to take the training, the scientific training of judo. Sorry, I break your dream on your Tai Chi and Qi and Jing. Okay? And also, breathing is the number one key if you want to learn about internal. Doesn't matter it is for health, for martial art purpose. The saying is externally, you train your muscle, your bone, your sinews. What is that for? Endurance. Internally, you train your breath. That is for your energy, for your intra-abdominal pressure, and so forth. So it is not like internal, I train my Qi. Qi what? If you cannot pass the externally train the endurance, internally train the breathing so that you have handling, forget about it. That's why the other day I shared this. You need to have a proper breathing, which is according to the ancient Chinese teaching, and it is scientifically verifiable with the medical science and sports science because it's human. Now, of course, many will say, well, this is what you say. Well, that's why I want to share with you. After this video, you know that BS is BS. Real deal is not BS. So if people tell me about this, the the bird like this, Lei Lei, he can show, this is in the China TV, okay? Put a bird on his hand, he have this qi, sensitivity, jing, and the bird cannot fly. You see this? So you have all the everything, jing and everything, and qi and everything advanced. In the real life is like this, how long it lasts, facing a momentum. So where's his qi and jing and all this thing? Well, this is a tragic of Chinese culture, Chinese martial art, Chinese qigong, including the Wing Chun, if you want to talk about that aspect of Shaolin. So you say, well, Hendrik, you just show all this thing doesn't work, and your thing on breathing is important. Are you sure? Well, let's get into it. Let's get to 100 years ago. Okay, beyond that, before that, get to 100 years, I want to share with you one thing. This is the Taoist book, The Secret of Golden Flower. Okay, this is what it says. Should one not breathe, one cannot do without breathing. Okay, the best way is to make medicines of the illness. Since heart and breath are mutually dependent, the circulations of light must be united with the rhythm of the breathing. Remember this word, rhythm of the breathing. You want to be a Taoist, you want to talk about the Taoist, the Jing Qi Shen and all this thing, you better know your breathing. You better know your rhythm of breathing. Okay? Because I didn't write this book. This is in the book, The Secret of Golden Flower, the Taoist book. And that support what I share with you here. And you need to know how to breathe. And not just Ji, Qi, Jing, and all this advanced stuff. And in real life, it just really, really sad. That's why when Xi Xiaodong challenged everybody, nobody dared to say the words. And all the Tai Chi guy fight him, all is only a few seconds over. Well, they can do all the demonstrations, but that's what it is. So you need to know, be you a Taoist, Buddhist, or whatever, in the real deal, you need to know how you breathe. You need to know the rhythm of breathing. Now, let's go 100 years ago. Oh, still, there's this thing before 100 years ago. Only when you be able to breathe, you'll be able to handle the real qi, the flow of the qi. You will say, well, Hendrik, this is your picture. Are you bullshit us? You talk about qi now? Sure. This is a real deal. A real deal, but it has to be based on breathing. If you don't know how to breathe, all bets off. You will never get there. You will never develop it. Why? I show you the evidence. So the 6 core elements, you need to know your body, your mind, your breathing, your qi flow, your force or action reaction force, and your momentum. That's internal. Now, let's go to 100 years ago. 100 years ago, Tang Hao, who studied Chinese and Japanese martial art, including Tai Chi, Judo, and Kendo, want to reform the Chinese martial arts. And by the way, he's a historian, Tang Hao. Just check him out, okay? So he went he went traveling to the Chen family, study Chen, Tai Chi and so forth. Okay, which is the oldest and original Tai Chi style. And later on, Tang's study of Shaolin and Wudang attacked the myth, still popular today, that attribute Shaolin martial art to Buddhist monk Bodhidharma and Tai Chi to the legendary Taoist sage Zhang Sanfeng. So 100 years ago, Tang Hao already wrote books that all these stories, fairy tales, people made up in Tai Chi or in Shaolin. So he wanted to debunk it. At the same time, many Chinese know there is a problem in Chinese martial arts. Besides Tang Hao, there's another person. This is Ma Li Tang. Let's look into Ma Li Tang, say who he is. So in 1932, you just scan this so you can read. So cut it short. Ma Li Tang is university educated. At that time, okay, he is with the Northern China Martial Art Research Associations. And the martial art master, such as Sun Lu Tang, everybody know, right? Sun Lu Tang, the Tai Chi and the internal art grandmaster. Zhang Yunxiang, okay, the Xing Yi, the list is here, okay? So it is here. The list is over here. So he is working with them, okay? So were hired as an instructor to study and advocate martial art. So he studied with them and learned with them. Later, Ma Li Tang went to Jinan, Shandong province. On one hand, he taught at province commercial middle school, taught shopmanship and use associations, and taught Xing Yi Quan. Now, all this Chinese martial art education class and so forth. And he vigorously advocated the revolution in Chinese martial arts. Proposed overthrown the concept of self-righteous lineage or self-righteous style. My lineage is better than you. My sifu is better than you. My style is better than you. That's what he proposed to overthrow them. Debunk the mystifications of martial art. I have qi, I have all those things. Jin qi shen, what are you talking about? Well, you're just talking Chinese term, and that make you a grandmaster. That's exactly what it is. So 100 years ago, you have a lot of people bullshitting those already. And oppose the state making of martial arts. It means you get your student. You see, I have this Fa Jing. So he opposed that. So I have put it in over here in Chinese, okay? So because it's all advocate, many martial artists follow the same directions. Everybody know they need to change, or else is the Japanese is there. They know, these are college graduate or university educated people. So in 1935, Ma Li Tang initiated the organizations of Health Experiment Society, okay, and the Martial Art Experiment Society. So well-known martial artists from Shanghai, Nanjing, Wuhan, Shanxi, all those is joining him, okay? And they travel thousands of miles to Jinan to discuss the reform plan of martial arts. There are there were hundreds of people participate in the society, and it was prosperous time. So this is 100 years ago. The problem is, this is a time when they want to reform, the Japanese invade the China. So orders drop down. Okay. Now, so this is 1930s. See, 1932. 1932. This is 1932. He's in college. The Chinese want to change. Okay, so there's three things. Number one thing is my lineage is more higher than your lineage. My style is more higher than style. That's what all these people want to drop it, because it's bullshit. Debunk the mystical 精气神. Ma Litang want to drop it. Tang Hao want to drop it. Hello, Tang Hao studied with the Chen Taiji in the real Chen family village. Okay. Hello. Ma Litang study with who? Sun Lutang, Zhang Yinxiang, all this top guy. So don't say that they don't know about internal. Okay. So first, no BS, my lineage is better than you, I know more than you. The second is no bullshit of Jing Qi Shen and Jing and Qi and energy, but you don't even know what the heck, when the Japanese already know this is momentum, okay? The third is stop to make those stage 8. Like today, you know, you have 50 people, you push hand, and then the people fly away. That's called stage. That is called mysterify. This exactly fall into that. Also, the same thing is like today's Wing Chun, Bruce Lee inch punch. 100 years ago, they want to take it away. Too bad the Japanese invasion. They forced to fight for their country. Okay? Now, this is after Ma Litang go through all the things, the Japanese invasions, the Second World War, the communists and the Kuomintang inner war, and then Cultural Revolution. He's a doctor. He teaches 6 healing sound. He helping a lot of general top official of the communist officer. He's a doctor for them, and you know he's a martial artist. So this is who he is. People respect him. People who have heart attack, heart problem. He bring them to their home to heal them. Okay. So that's what it is. Who he is. Now, let's look at 100 years ago. He wrote a book called The Chinese Kung Fu, the summary. This is 1936. So this is a person who want to reform China to help Sun Yat-sen, okay, to accord with Sun Yat-sen. At that time, remember our Wing Chun anti-Qing, we support Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen overthrown the Qing, and so Ma Litang at that time is supporting the Sun Yat-sen's directions. Everybody want to reform, you know. Why am I going to like the Qing dynasty? Oh, my style is better than your style. Oh, I have this Jing Qi Shen, and then perform some kinds of a stage performance. These are young people at that time. Like our teenager today, you know, will say, hey, you know, I want to do good for my country. So in the book, he said that we need to get the real fighting expert to lead. We need to lead the Chinese martial art become scientific education. And you need to have a standard reference judgment. Then you need to train the teacher, like in the real school. So it's like in the judo, Japanese judo, you need to do all those things. Look at judo in the Olympic. How long already? Did Chinese martial ever went to the the Olympic yet? Come on, this is reality. I'm a Chinese descendant. I'm a Chinese, American Chinese. American is my country, but I'm a Chinese descendant. I don't like to see that too. I wish that is like a judo. I wish that is like judo, but too bad it is not like that. And so there is the reality. Okay. Now look at what in this book. In the same book, published 1936, it talk about sport and your heartbeat, your pulse. How many pulse is there? Okay, and if you reach this pulse, you become tired and so forth. And also here it talk about your breathing. Okay, everybody, people breathe, or common people breathe about 18 times, and talk about the the breathing, and talk about at walking, at running, at climbing hill, and all those kind of stuff. 100 years ago, almost 100 years ago, 1936. So this is how a real guy who have studied with who? Those Sun Lutang, San Yinxiang, all those grandmaster getting into. Okay? So after the cultural evolutions and everything, it come back. So prior to his passing, he wrote a book. Today I want to share with you. And this is why you need to verify whatever your internal art training, or else who the hell know what it is? Will be just like this. Mystical of martial arts. The bird cannot fly on my hand because I have this power. But sorry, in the real life, you face MMA, you just a few seconds. So it's a dreaming, delusion. So let me share with you what is inside there. So you can see better this way. This is actually to activate, to lead the qi, okay, not breathing, qi of the body. So he said that the leg three yin meridian qi, leg three yin's meridian qi. This is the leg three yin's meridian. This is the meridian qi. At inhale, it go upward. So he said that at inhale, the kidney meridians energy, the qi, is going into the stomach, and in the dantian area, it meet with chong mai, and then go up to the chest and go to around the heart. Okay, so this is the heart and the energy, they mutual, they fuse together. So you see, if you want to have your qi flowing, you need to know about your breathing. If you cannot breathe, sorry. And here it said that this is about everybody say, oh, I want to sing qi to dan tian, sing qi to dan tian. So here he said that. Okay, he said that this type of forward sequence breathing, inhale, when you inhale, your internal qi, your energy is traveling in the orbit. That is the biological natural rule. So this is when you inhale. Okay, listen. Inhale when you inhale, your internal energy or the qi is traveling the orbit. Okay, this is the biological natural rule. At exhale, because your chest cavity becomes smaller, the intra pressure increasing, the stomach, the cavity respectively expand. So the intra-abdominal pressure decreasing, and thus at that time, the qi flow from the Ren meridian down to dantian. So if you want to sing qi to dantian, you better know your breathing. You better know your intra-abdominal pressure. Okay. If you don't know how to handle your intra-abdominal pressure, like I told you here, if you don't know how to handle your intra-abdominal pressure, when you inhale, you want to sink down and those, forget about it. Don't tell me about this chi stuff. Okay. So here he continues to say, common people breathe at 15 or 20 repetitions per minute. After a long time of training, every minute it get into 4 or 5 times of repetitions of breathing per minute. A guy who have very deep kung fu in handling the qi, breathe 1 or 2 times or 1 or 2 repetitions per minute. So we cannot bullshit anybody. People check your breathing, like this is Ma Li Tang. They do research, they know. If you don't know your breathing, forget about it, okay? So again, here, you talk about how you want to breathe so that you're like sleep, and then how your stomach and your anus lifted when you exhale, and when you inhale, your okay, here, when you inhale, your diaphragm is following your inhale to move downward, and your stomach grow up. Okay. And your inhale, you must be really, really natural. You must never forcing it. And after that, you can do a compensation breathing as this year in Western medicine. Okay. So you say that, or your diaphragm moving up and down, which is synchronized with your stomach and your anus and your ball. No, man, you have the ball, the shrinking of the ball. All of this is by Ma Li Tang. So 100 years ago, he wrote there, and then in the 80s, prior to his passing away, you see, you need this because you need to check yourself where you are. Like, very simple. Hey, how you say you know Qigong, you know Jing Qi Shen, you go to China for 10 years, you go to whatever, you have hundreds of teachers. The first questions, how many repetitions you breathe per minute? How many? If you cannot answer that, stop to give me all this chi. So this is not Hendrik's standard. This is Ma Li Tang Grandmaster standard, who went through all of this, who studied with the real top Tai Chi and Xingyi Grandmaster, who went through the Western medicines, who went through hundreds of decades and wrote this. Now, if you look at this breathing rate stuff, today, okay, so this is a abstract. It said that heart rate variability biofeedback signify improved heart rate variability, breathing at resonance frequency, approximately 6 breaths per minute, constitute a key part of HRVB training and is hypothesized to be pathway through which biofeedback improve HRV. Now, this is, of course, this is now, this after Ma Li Tang passed away. And in China, in 80s, already have this. So if you want to talk about the real internal art, whatever, you want to talk about Tai Chi, you want to talk whatever, Grandmaster Ma Li Tang already set the standard for you. Okay? You better follow it because he know what he's talking. Do you know what he's talking? Now, that's why I write this book, Decoding Wing Chun. I'm model the entire thing. You want to nurture qi, like Dr. Ma Li Tang say here, about xing qi to your dantian, you better be able to be working in your heart rate zone here. You better be able to check your HRV. For fitness is one thing, for martial art training, for full acceleration impulse momentum is another thing. This breathing is called windy breathing. This is a common breathing. This is a subtle breathing. There are 3 types of different breathing. So if you want to xing qi to dantian, you better know what is a subtle breathing. Can you do it? So as over here, I told you already, you need to know about this thing. How your pelvic floor muscle and your diaphragm synchronize together. This is what, as here in Ma Li Tang, Dr. Ma Li Tang presentation. If you're not even aware of that, you tell me, I have 10 teachers in China. I live there 50 years. What do you have? per this real deal standard, what do you have? So it's like, I tell you, I live in Silicon Valley for 30 years. I know all the CEO, but you ask me how many digits I have in my bank account, I cannot answer you. I don't know what is bank account. That's what it is, okay? So where's or is? If you can do what is in the China ancient arts, you can do what is, you can be checked with today's Western medicine's equipment. Well, Dean Mao Li Tang do that too, intra-abdominal pressure. So you know this, you need to know the intra-abdominal pressure. If you want to Xing Qi Dan Tian, you need to know this intra-abdominal pressure. No? In front, Mao Li Tang, Dr. Mao Li Tang just described to you the change of this cavity and intra-abdominal pressure, and the pressure here is leading your qi to go from here to Xing down to Dan Tian. Okay? That's why I have this. Because you need to know, hey, are you breathing in the chest, or do you have the handling of this thing or this thing? Nobody can bullshit if you do that. And I have this too. Can you handle your heart rate? Just now we talk about what? The breathing rate. See, look at this, 6. So can you do that? For around 6 minutes, right away you drop your breathing to 6 repetitions per minute. And then from 6 minutes to 22 minutes, you let it stay there. That is the resonance. That is the united, the circulation of light must be united with the rhythm of breathing. The rhythm of the breathing. As here. After a long training, your breathing will get down to 4 and 5 repetitions per minute. Over here, it said breathing at the resonance frequency approximately 6 breaths per minute. Do you have the capability? Can you bullshit? So that's why I said, any so-called grandmaster or people who go to China and boast all this thing, just take a test. Get a Garmin watch, let him do it. If you don't have it, don't boasting, okay? That's starting a code that where, or a nonsense where Dr. Mao Li Tang and Tang Hao want to get rid of from China 100 years ago. And you're just importing garbage to the West, okay? So, as what I shared the other day, you know about this, you have the handling of this, nurture chi, fitness training, martial art training. Then what you practice for nurture chi, hello, show your heart rate and breathing rate, how it dropped down to 6. Show your heart rate variability, HRV. Show the depth of your breathing and your intra-abdominal pressure. Or else, come on, don't bullshit. You cannot nurture chi. Don't tell me about Jing Qi Shen, okay? For fitness, if you train that, you know your recovery time, your cardio fitness, and your lung capacity and inhale pressure, exhale pressure can be measured. Now, if you want to boast yourself as martial art master, in fighting, well, you need to show your VO2 max, and you need to show how many minutes you can get to the maximum of your heart rate. That means your endurance. Okay, like for example, over here, 90% of the 90% to 100 whatever percent of the heart rate. This one you can get from say 9 minutes to 16 minutes. So you can stay at this zone 5. Zone 5 for full accelerated impulse momentum handling for at least, say, 5 minutes. Around is 3 minutes in the ring. Can you handle that? Do you have that training? It starts with this. It starts with this. It starts with this. So that's why I wrote this book. Now, you can ask me, so why do I dig out this? Hendrik, where do you dig this out? Do you know that Ma Li Tang is my Qigong? That's why I know all these things. That's why I follow him. I get everything into scientific, because only scientific can guarantee you know where you are. And when you teach people, you know what they can get, or what is dangerous, what is not dangerous, what can be done, what cannot be done. That's why I wrote in my book, Decoding Wing Chun. I'm nobody, right? You see my YouTube only 5,000 people. I'm not so grandmaster or have a lot of students, have a big school. But I'm following Tang Hao and Dr. Ma Li Tang. You want to do things, you do it properly. You don't screw other people. Okay? And stop to using those. I went to China for so many years. I have so many blah, blah, blah. Well, check your breathing. How many repetitions you can get down? How long can you last? How fast can you get down there? Very simple, basic thing. But if you don't even know about your diaphragm and the and your pelvic floor muscle, how it functions, so that your body do not hindrance, block those the movement of your intra-abdominal of your diaphragm and your pelvic floor muscle. If you don't know how that it will not block it, you tell me 心气的丹田, I laugh at you. But these days, I need to learn to be compassionate, because I just tell my friend, hey, you know, I'm 65 already. I'm the grandfather age. I need to not to get or I need to mellow down. But you want to go strict. What are you talking about? Because all this thing is about responsibility. You're going to screw everybody's health. So if you want to say that, oh, I have this internal art, you know, I practice this way, this is one way. If you don't have this training, if you don't have all this result here, facing all this reality, stop to talk. If you don't even know, where do you train? Do you have the kung fu of the nurture chi or so-called recovery? If you don't have the fitness training, if you don't have the fighting or endurance training, if you never even know this exists and measurable, and you keeping telling me, oh, I have this chi, I have this, I know I can do this, I can restore this system. I say bullshit, okay? That's why when you face MMA like Xi Xiaodong, like that Lei, how many seconds he lasts? It just shoot in, momentum, and it's over. And also when people sick, they need that. If the real Qigong which can help people. So how are you going to train those people who is sick when they cannot sleep? Sometimes they cannot sleep because their body is in pain. Sometimes they cannot sleep is because they are worried, do not want to stop. And so their heart is keeping pumping. How do you help them? It is about humanity now, okay? It's not about bullshit. So this is what I like to share with you. I share with you everything with evidence. I will never say, oh, in my opinion, maybe if. Other people's life, there's no maybe if. When you see somebody who is who do not have fitness, you don't want to bullshit him for training and fighting. You're going to kill him. And also, for nurture qi, it's not going to get you into fighting. You practice things slowly. You know, the qi and jing, the best you can get is some fitness and benefit. You want to fight here, over here, over this full accelerated impulse momentum? Think twice your body can take it or not, and your cardio can take it or not. Okay. If you never train in the muscular endurance and the muscular neural proficiency, forget about to face Mike Tyson or Xi Xiaodong when they train that way scientifically. Know ourselves, know other people. Instead of living in a delusion like a Superman, superiority complex. Sure, you can go to China, but what? Those are just tour vacations. What do you got anyway? As what I said. How many? So when people often talk to me that way, I ask them, so how many breaths per minute you can do? How fast you can get into that state? And how long you can last? In Buddhist training, that's called samadhi, enter the samadhi. So we must not bullshit other people on something we don't know. We must track everything with scientific. And all the students, you need to be really careful. Always ask for this. Always ask for this. Asking the teacher, where do I train? Is that fitness? Is that for nurture qi or recovery? Or is that for fighting? In recovery, I want to know my breath per minute, repetition per minute, my HRV. For recovery, for fitness, is that aerobic efficiency, my aerobic endurance. For here is my anaerobic endurance, my lactic level and all this thing. If people cannot answer you, and you're thinking that you're doing some special magic move here, you can go fight Mike Tyson. Wake up, man. So today, really straight, I talk to you to tell you what happened in all this China and all this thing. Okay? I know, as people say, well, I pissed off a lot of people. Sure. I'm going to piss off the entire world. Why? Those who I piss off is those I don't care. Those I care is those common, normal people. They have to work, They have to have the healthy body. They have to learn self-defense sometimes. They have to feed their family. Those who hate me is just sitting down there bullshitting. Because when I tell the truth, they thought that that will, how to say that, threaten their business, their snake oil business. Sorry, 100 years ago in China, Tang Hao, Dr. Ma Li Tang have already do that, start that. They did not success. They end up that like today's all this kung fu, wushu stuff. But what is good there, we need to bring it to America. We need to give it to everybody here. And then it can spread out to the world to help people. So this is what I like to share with you today. Okay, it's a serious stuff. This is your health. Martial art is no fun. If you don't like in the Kyokushin Open, okay, I can tell you because I do it when I was 15 years old. You know, in the adult division, that's the first time I do that. First, you have to do a breaking test. If you cannot break, you cannot participate. And when you in the ring, exchange fire, you're gonna get punched because nobody is gonna pull back. You have to have the stamina. You'll be lucky that if one don't get KO, okay? And I just pray not to win, but not get KO. Do you think without the training of the body, the physical and everything, you can take it? Look at how the Kyokushin people train. The same thing. Look at how the Thai boxer train. The same thing. Look at how the Western boxer train. If they are not fit, they shouldn't do that because it's going to endanger their health. So stop to selling all this qi, jing qi shen, and then get a student who is weak and beginner. And then demo. Sorry, you're back to 100 years ago already. The Chinese want to drop this kind of thing. Okay.